Let's talk about pressure that we feel as men to constantly be on. And it's fucking exhausting. Let's dive straight in, man. I know for me, I've said this in previous videos, but I felt like I needed to constantly be working hard, staying in physical shape, working on my personality. Like literally, I'm gonna come clean to you guys, right? I've bought in the past coaching programs for pretty much almost every aspect of my life. From business to improving my dating life, like literally how to get good at talking to girls, bro. I know it sounds embarrassing, but when I was 21, I was just obsessed with self-improvement, dude. So a lot of business, self-improvement, a lot of mindset stuff. And yeah, man, it was this constant feeling like I always need to be on. And the strange part is, I led with a lot of things that weren't me. So not only did I feel like I had to constantly be on, and by on I mean by like performing this show for people, presenting my best version of myself to people, but I also kept up the charade, especially with dating. So there was a time in my life when I lived in a luxury apartment complex in a downtown major city in Florida. And I would lead with that when talking to girls on Tinder, because 21, 22-year-old me believed that this is all fucking girls cared about, is that, I have money and I'm successful. And I would almost get upset when I started to feel like, so basically what would happen is I would hang out with these chicks. They'd come to the apartment and maybe we'd make out, maybe we'd hook up, maybe we wouldn't. Either way, I would oftentimes find myself, in a situationship with them. And in this situationship, I remember constantly feeling like, why does this chick like me? Sounds so weird, dude, but I remember like honestly always feeling like why the fuck does this chick like me? Is it because I have this nice apartment? It's because I'm a goofy guy. Like I didn't love myself, bro, so I couldn't understand why someone would even like me. Isn't that fucking weird, man? Because I put on this whole play, right? I would message them on Tinder or fucking Snapchat, whatever. Hey, I got a rooftop pool, fucking, I'm Mr. Fancy Man. Ooh. And then when they would show interest in me, I would almost resent them. Like, wow, you fucking fell for that? Wow, you only like me for this? And I was just like, this was all made up in my fucking head, bro. A lot of them probably did like me for me. But that was just one example of constantly having to be on in my life. And what happens when we constantly feel like we have to be on? We have to always be working hard because the next guy's working harder. We're trying to climb the corporate ladder, or we're trying to get the best pics on Tinder because we're competing in the dating pool. Fuck, dude. It gets exhausting, bro. Doesn't it get fucking tiring, dude? Then you wish you could just hit a button and just be like, boom, be. I just want to fucking be. And that leads me to talking about just being. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper, talk about some topics you guys might think are strange, but let's explore. Stick with me on this shit. A state of being. What the fuck does that mean? Sounds like some monk shit. Oh, just be, brother. Meditate on a mountain, fucking float. Just be. Okay. This is what I believe are the fundamental building blocks or principles of just being. Is number one, you already are enough, bro. You're unconditionally loved and you're so worthy of love. And there's nothing outside of you that is ever going to fill that void in your soul that you may feel. So that's first and foremost. Number 2 is you don't have to do anything to be anyone, because fundamentally it is your birthright to feel happiness, joy, and freedom in your life. I believe that is your default state. So, what happens when you start shifting your conscious awareness from being to doing? Because you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, this sounds like a fucking pipe dream. If I already am enough, how can I just sit there and just be? And how is that going to pay the fucking bills? Well, I'm not saying to never take action, dude. All right? I'm not saying to just meditate on your couch 24/7 and money's going to fall from the sky. We all know that's not real. But what I'm saying is when you can start your day from that fundamental truth that you are enough, that you're loved, you can then take inspired action. See, there's such a difference between acting out of desperation and acting out of inspiration. Desperation reinforces this idea that I'm not enough, therefore I must prove. My self-worth is tied to proving. It is tied to the work I do, to my job title, to my max PR bench, to fucking whatever, XYZ award. That is acting out of desperation, and fundamentally it's acting at a place of lack. And the reason for me, because I would have, successful months with my business, but always it would fluctuate. Because I got to the root of the shit, dude. I was building these businesses from a place of not feeling good enough. I needed to feel like I was the cool kid back in high school. Because I was not hanging out with jocks in high school, y'all. I was a fucking stoner kid playing hella video games with my friends. I was not necessarily a cool kid in high school. And how crazy to realize that a lot of my actions I took were out of desperation. Now, don't beat yourself up, bro. This is the huge part. Okay? We've talked about a lot of shit, but I want to hone in on this one thing I feel like a lot of you could resonate with, and that'll help. Is, like I've said several times for this video, you're already enough, bro. You're already whole and complete. So what do you want to build? What do you want to do with your life? And if you're already doing it, keep doing it, bro. And when you're thinking about dating, you can take this to any area of your life. I used to go to the gym and call myself a little bitch in my head. My self-talk was like, I need to get big because I'm not fucking good enough for who I am. Versus working out from a place of inspiration. Yeah, I love my body, man. I want to take care of it. So I'm not saying to not take action, but you will love the journey so much more, bro, if you're just doing things out of inspiration. You know fundamentally that God loves you, the universe loves you, and you just want to do this shit because you're like a little kid in a sandbox that just wants to build a fucking sand castle because they just want to build it. And who gives a fuck? No one likes it. It's your sandcastle, bro. And you deserve that, man. So just be, dude. Just be. I always recommend meditation. I'm not going to go to meditation spiel in this video. But that's it for today. Love you guys. Peace.